Welcome to the podcast. This is three meatheads and a bad pair of shades. If you're in the chat before we started, there's a reason why Mayan King is wearing the shades that he's wearing. I think it's a golden opportunity to take those shades back. Like if they didn't have the connotation that they have, I think that they'd probably be pretty dope actually. But
so
there's
so
a
what
story behind it.
so what Skeet is trying to say is, welcome to the podcast, guys. This is the drunk, the illegal, and the white privilege. We've
Yeah.
got fucking Mayan over here wearing Jimmy Savile's previous sunglasses. And
Hence the
also
connotation
as
I
well,
was
we
saying
do
like,
kind of like warm up a bit on stream before we actually start recording these. So if you do want to see like the warm up stuff and everything, please head on over to twitch.tv/liquid liquid rage. There'll be a link in the description to the Twitch channel. But yeah, welcome to the podcast.
exclusive bonus content.
Yeah, exclusive, but
The X-rated kind.
Yeah, I'm gonna call this.
not the X-rated kind, bro. Oh my god, it's Mace Apple. Oh Jesus Christ. But yeah, today we're gonna be today we're gonna be talking about a few subjects. And as you can see from the last episode, if you watched that on YouTube, I managed to get Mayan and Skeet to turn on their cameras, so you'll be able to put those fucking glasses back on, cunt.
God damn, he's militant.
Back at you too,
What's going on,
prick.
buddy?
Well, to be fair, the Warhammer stuff can kind of be Skeet's thing. Skeet knows a lot about Warhammer. Well, some stuff. But
I don't know about a lot. I'm kind of late to the party, but it's yeah.
But
It's definitely a hobby that grips you by the face and doesn't let go.
But you know, we're gonna be talking about some stuff today. So this time you'll actually be able to see these two's lovely facial reactions when I call this guy the Tweedledum and Tweedledee.
Hard, Charlie.
When I called him Tweedledum and Tweedledum and Tweedledee's lost brother.
Buddy. What's up, pal? Guys, give me a second.
No worries. Doesn't Skeet kind of look like Tweedledum and Tweedledee's like lost third brother? Also, by the way, hello Guru.
Yeah.
Welcome in, Guru. Thank you for the following. Just a quick check here, real quick. As you know, we drink on this show. I'm currently drinking a lovely pint of San Miguel. Mayan is drinking Corona juice. And Skeet, I think you're drinking vodka and cranberry juice.
Yep, sure am. I like to not fuck around.
Fair dues. But yeah, so we've got. But yeah, so do you? So have you guys heard about the City of Lost Gold? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah. Yeah, I have.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so you know how everybody's always like, oh, the City of Lost Gold, blah 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 blah, and all that sort of stuff. Well, I was briefly talking with Mayan about this yesterday, just very briefly. There's like an ancient temple in Mexico, and I don't know if you guys in chat have heard about this either. But there's like this ancient temple in Mexico. Yeah, the Chichén Itzá in Mexico, where it was like a holy temple and everything like that. And basically, for like a while or so, it was just it was just completely lost. Nobody knew where the fuck it was, and then we found it, and then we took all of like the foliage off of it and everything that it grew around it, because it was basically just abandoned for like literal years. That we found it, we took all of the foliage off and everything, and sort of like semi reconstructed it and everything like that, just basically patched up the cracks and all that sort of stuff. And basically, like, the slight theory that I have, right, is there was like evidence of there being like other stuff dotted around the sides of the temple and everything like that. And basically, my theory is that there could have been there was a market area there and everything, where like a lot of people would come and buy and sell goods and all that sort of stuff. If you catch my drift. So, what if this lost city of gold that everybody's looking for isn't like an actual city of gold, but it is more of a sort of like metaphor for like the amount of trading that went on there?
It's actually a fair, valid point. Do tell you the truth? We, as we talked about earlier.
Because if you really think about it, right, you're not going to build. There isn't enough gold on the earth to make a whole fucking city out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's not necessarily that the whole city has to be made out of gold. Just they got to weave it in somehow.
Yeah, I get that, but that's the thing. Is like, what if there was so much trading that was happening there that it became the city of gold, because a lot of like, buying and selling goods, like you would buy goods with like a few gold coins and whatnot, and then people would sell you stuff for the gold coins and all that sort of stuff. So because of how big of like market there was there and how much trading that there was going on there, it was called the city of gold. It was called the city of gold.
So essentially, instead of a giant golden city, you're talking about a glorified strip mall.
Sort of, yeah. But also
pretty much, yeah.
But also as well, you've got to remember that like there's that massive temple in the middle of it, right? Kid.
Yeah.
There's the massive temple in the middle of it, right? And the thing is what were the Mayans most known for?
And I'm going to let you answer this one.
The calendar.
Well, yeah, the calendar, but also
the calendar.
As well, like their worshipping the gods and everything like that.
Oh yeah. Worship the sun god, yeah.
Yeah, so there's also a whole theory of that, and this is also my other theory that kind of connects back into the whole market stuff and everything, is that the reasoning of why it was also called the City of Gold is because of the fact that that was the place that they praised the sun god and everything, and they could have viewed the sun as this giant ball of gold in the sky that just shined like brightness and glory all over the land and everything.
All right, that I could see.
So you call the place where you worship the sun god the City of Gold, where also a load of trading, where also a load of trading goes on. And I would love to know the opinions of people in the chat as well. So if Zero has a question, so just you don't need to say I have a question. You could just drop it in, and it's like even
yeah, just drop it in, brother.
Yeah, even Guru saying it's no secret there was a trading point that was connected to all of America, that connected all of the Americas. What if what if that what was the name of the place called again? It was like the Chichen Itza, some shit like that, right?
Chichen Itza,
yeah. There's a bug in there, sorry. Chichen
Itza,
yeah. So
yeah,
what if that was like
Chichen Itza?
What if that was
the Europeans? They referred to it as El Dorado.
El Dorado, yeah. But what if that was the central hub of trading.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a little bit.
Mm.
I mean, it's possible. You see this a lot of times with Mesoamerican
You know,
cultures
and
too. Go ahead, mine. I'm sorry.
No, just keep. Go ahead. Oh, okay. Guess mine.
Well,
no,
no,
no, no,
I
no,
just
no. Go
I was
ahead, go
gonna
ahead,
say
go ahead.
like so like I was in Peru with my wife's family, and you know, obviously, you know, we spent some time down there and hit some of the touristy sites, but then we also went off the beaten path and caught some of the actual you know, really cool shit. And there was I distinctly remember like these lines that were drawn, and it sounds kind of stupid because like the Nazca lines and all that, but these lines that were essentially carved out of, you know, the grass, these dirt lines, and they basically denotated running paths for different messengers and travelers
Yeah.
and merchants and things like that, and it all intersected at a common hub. So I mean, it's not that far um, out of the realm of possibility. I think that, you know, it could have just essentially been a gigantic commercial center.
Mm. Because as Guru
For the
said,
functional
like,
equivalent.
I'm pretty sure it was.
yeah, because if you think about where Chichen Itza is, it's in Mexico. Where's Mexico located? Pretty much in the center of the continent of America. It would make sense. It would make sense that you would put the central hub in the center of America.
Literally the dividing point between North and South.
Actually, actually Mexico is in the center between North and South America.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
So
it's in the center.
Yeah, I guess I can see that.
Because the whole continent is called America. It's just that the greedy sons of bitches at the United States of America decided to name their country the United States of America, which then everybody shortened down to America. So the whole continent in and of itself is America, and then it's just separated by North and South. But the whole continent is America. It's like the whole of Europe is Europe, and then you've got the European Union.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
yeah,
because it would make sense that you would put the center of trading in the center of America, which would be Mexico.
Yeah, I mean, if that's where the people are, it makes perfect sense.
Especially especially where that temple is located. It's there on the Yucatan. So yeah, dude, it's just right there.
Yeah.
You know, right in the middle of the Gulf.
Yeah. Like where everything important is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and that's a historical thing where like different cultures, not limited to just the Mesoamerican or you know, Mayans or Incas or anything like that, or Aztecs, but I mean like even Europe and the Indo-Asian cultures, like they would build a gigantic temple, like a place of worship at literally the center of town, and then just basically everything would spring out from there. Almost like in a circular spiral pattern, and just try to, you know, build everything literally around that, for lack of a better term. So I mean, it definitely fits historically.
Well, this is another thing as well. Is, you know, you've got like, because the way the civilizations were like basically popped up was that you would have a farm. Like somebody would make a farm near like a stream of water and everything like that, right? And then people would start springing up houses near the farm because they wanted to be close to the food. So then the farmer that was in charge of producing the food basically became the leader of the civilization because he was the most important person. Also, hi Furby, hi Jess. Welcome in.
Kirby.
This is the thing, and it's like they would all spring up around these important places, like, you know, like locations of food, and then when we got food that we could, like, you know, sort of just like produce
food, water supply.
Yeah, and then when it became like a thing of like, you know, you could move the food more further inland, and everything, it became less about the food and more about the places of worship, which is why in some places, like there was this one guy, he built a church in the literal dead center of a city, and then basically the whole city basically just built up around the church. And his reasoning behind it is so that nobody was, that everybody was equal distance away from the church. So there was never
Yes,
no one
that makes a lot
person
of sense.
close. There was never no one
You're back.
person closest to the closest to the church and closest to the place of worship.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. I'm gonna take these off right quick. They're hurting my eyes, dude.
Fair enough, bro.
Oh. Oh man. Lost,
Both Furby
lost
and Jess
another
have
fucking
joined.
bet. This time it was a vote. Oh,
It's-
hey, what's up?
Both Furby and Jess have joined. Guru. But yeah, no, it does make sense in the grand scheme of things and shit, you know, because if you really think about it, these places would have been built up around these places of importance and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, a central hub of trading would also be kind of similar to, you know, a place of, you know, significant worship and all that sort of stuff. So you would have trading and
Yeah.
worship sort of in like the same area, because once you finish doing your worshipping and everything for the day, you can then walk away. You can walk away and walk out and everything, and then
Go out and buy some shit.
boom, you can go do your like daily shopping and whatnot. By the way, Antonia says, Mayan, my love, you look incredibly pissed off.
If I had to guess, I bet it's got something to do with them fucking shades.
Okay, so
Oh, I
fucking
I took them off because they were hurting my eyes.
right. Okay, so Jess, this one down here that looks like you know, Tweedledum and Tweedledee's third lost brother. That's Skeet.
Well, that hurts a lot coming from you chav cherub.
And then knockoff Jimmy Savile is Mayan. Hey, don't
Mine
blame me.
apparently
All
thinks
right,
Liquid is number one.
right. Don't.
Look, I lost a vote. Okay, I lost a vote.
Right, don't. Antonia
With
said.
3 people.
He's a man who bends to the will of the people.
Antonia said you can take them off, dude.
No, I'm a man of my word. I'll keep them on.
So basically,
Come on.
to be fair, well, I'll tell you this and then we'll
Yeah,
get back
I'm a
on
man of my word.
I'll tell you this and then I'll get back on topic, Skeet. So the other day I turned around to Mayan and I was just Mayan was talking to me on some shit, and Mayan was like, you know, dude, I'm not that lazy as everybody thinks. And then I'm like, bro, look at your job. What do you do for a living? And he's just like, I don't know what you mean. I'm like, you sit on your ass watching TV for a living. What do you like turn on your camera, like you're at work right now, aren't you? And he was just like, yeah. I was like, turn on your camera, show me what you're doing right now. And he was sat on his ass eating food, watching TV.
So it's kind of like
it was
that
lunchtime,
scene in
man.
South Park where like Cartman is telling Token that like just because he's black, of course he knows how to play the bass guitar. And he's like, I never touched the goddamn bass guitar, and then he picks it up.
Pretty much.
God damn it!
but basically, I turned around to him today as well, and I was just like, because Mayan told Michael about it earlier. And I turned around to
Yeah.
I turned around to Mayan again. I was just like, "Turn on your camera. What are you doing this time?" He turns on his camera. He's watching fucking Scarface.
Yeah.
My boy Mozzie. Unfortunately, I don't have any of the TTS stuff or anything on. But Mozzie said, "My boy mine got caught lacking." But basically, I turned around to him and I was just like, "What are you doing right now?" And he said, "It's not a cardboard box; it's a shed." I told him to turn his camera on, and he was sat there watching fucking Scarface, sat on his fucking ass, and I was just like. And then he turned around to me, and then he turned around again afterwards, and he was just like, "Dude, I got my groceries. I got my groceries delivered as well yesterday." And I was just like, "You lazy sack of shit."
Oh, is that why we made the comment about, this is Liquid's gonna kill me for this, but I'm getting beer delivered?
He's like the motherfucker.
Is the whole from
The
that?
motherfucker is so lazy. All he does is sit on his ass at work watching TV, and he can't be asked to go fucking grocery shopping afterwards. He has to get somebody else to deliver it for him.
Okay, first of
Here we
all,
go.
you can't sit there and fucking tell me that you wouldn't do it if you didn't have the chance.
No, because I would get off my fat ass and I'll do it myself.
If you had the chance, you do it.
I go shopping every single day. I go shopping every Wednesday with my mother, you fucking cunt.
Look, I can't even come up with
doing a good job that you live in a cardboard box there, and your mother.
Right, it's a shed, okay? Fuck off.
You sure about that?
It's the package that my refrigerator got delivered in.
Am I sure about that? There's fucking grass out there. Yeah, I'm fucking sure about it, you stupid ass motherfucker.
And this is the point where anything intellectual goes right out the fucking window, and we just degenerate into.
Wait, anything intellectual? Anything intellectual? That went out the fucking door ages ago.
Fair enough, but yeah, you had like a whole spiel about the city of Goldham.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, and I'm about to get back onto that after I finish
so,
roasting.
Maybe there's a
And
chance,
now we're
some sort of a PBS type deal here. Okay, all right, right on.
Yeah, this is the ad break.
But then, yeah, the ad break. We're straight back to dick jokes. Here we go.
The ad break is the dick jokes. I made him speech drink out.
Man, there we
I
go.
made him speech drink out. Oh my god. Oh fuck. All right. By the way, Ozzy wants us. Ozzy wants us to take a sip of our drinks, guys. Oggy wants us to take a sip of your drink.
Do what?
Take a sip of your drink, Oggy. Oggy wants you to take a sip.
You know what we should do?
Well, shit.
You know what we should do is get like some guest stars.
You know what?
Yeah,
you
just
know
finish
what?
that off. Just finish that off.
I'm out.
There was still shit
Take
left
the
inside
diamond.
of
Yeah,
there.
finish it off.
There was shit left inside of there, motherfucker. Bring that bottle back and put it up to the camera again.
That's alcohol abuse. I'm sorry, mine. That's alcohol abuse. I can't back you on this one.
No, come back here with that fucking bottle and show us. There's
You
still
know what? You're right.
there's still beer in there.
Oh, come on, dude.
You're letting Oggy down, Mayan.
You know what we should do at some point? I think it's gonna be funny as hell. Is just get like maybe 5 of us, right? So the 3 of us, and then like 2 guest stars. We could bring like, I don't know, Tiff or Michael or Guru or somebody in, and then just like get loaded and play Cards Against Humanity.
We could do
Like
that
there's
for.
gotta be a generator.
Oh
We
my
could,
God, dude, that'll-
we could actually do that for a different stream. I wouldn't do that as a podcast though. That would just be like a random ass stream one day.
Okay. Well, I'm throwing that out
Look,
there.
Cards
Okay.
Against Humanity isn't really podcast stuff, so.
All right. Did y'all? So did you already take a sip or what?
Yeah, I'll take another one though. Skeet.
Jeez, I've been drinking since like noon. I don't know what the fuck you people are on.
Skeet, cheers. Cheers.
All right, L'chaim. Cheers, Slanja. Salud.
Kampai.
Salute. The
Wait.
fuck was that?
What? Kampai?
Bye. That's the Japanese version.
Yeah, Japanese.
Yeah,
cheers.
what is that?
Japanese for cheers.
Yeah, it's literally the same
Right
thing
on.
as salute
Right
in
on.
Japan.
I mean, to be fair, I
Oh,
do actually want to ask
okay,
this.
cool deal.
I do actually want to ask this from I'm guessing that's so Mozzie is. I'm assuming that's cheers in Filipino, correct? I don't know how you pronounce that, but you know, I'm not even going to try and pronounce it until you tell me how to pronounce it.
Prost, that's German.
Oh, that's German. Ah, okay. What is cheers in
You never
in
seen
Philippi-
Beer Fest?
No, I've never been to beer. No, I barely know German as it is. All right.
Oh my god, man, I can't help this guy. Too
No,
old
no,
to
he's
this.
saying, have you ever seen Beer Fest?
No. Oh no.
The movie Beer Fest.
No.
Oh my god. Okay, are you familiar with Broken Lizard?
Nope.
Oh God. You've
Not
never
gonna
seen
shame you
Super
further.
Troopers? You know what? Yeah.
Okay, so
We're dealing
many
with a
many
baby
moons
here.
ago, when you were young and Mayan and I were younger, there was this movie called Beer Fest by a comedy troupe called Broken Lizard, where they went over to what ostensibly looked like Oktoberfest in Germany. But turns out that Oktoberfest is the warm up for something called Beer Fest, and there's a lot of Germans drinking in that movie, and that's why Prost. It's basically German, Polish, Germanic. It just kind of that whole area. That's sort of like their thing, like Cheers or Slanja or Salud or Kampai. But yeah, there was a whole movie about it that's like a cult classic where like Team USA versus Team Germany, and Team USA are fucking idiots. Team Germany is like
I will tell you.
they were born and bred to drink beer.
I will tell you one movie that I have watched that you
Yeah.
probably will turn around to me and say, "Jesus Christ, you've watched that one, but you haven't watched Beer Fest." I have watched Star Trek.
If you say basketball,
No, I have watched Starship Troopers.
Okay, well that should be required viewing. Like, all right.
The enemy cannot push a button
Yeah, for
if
real,
you disable his hand.
This is this is how propaganda works.
Medic!
All right. It's kind of like
Uh,
reading 1984.
yeah, for real.
You like required
Medic!
fucking reading.
Yeah, I love
Fahrenheit 451.
I love that movie because it's just got Mr. Krabs swearing in it. like Clancy Brown, the guy that says the enemy cannot press a button if you disable his hand.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Mr. Krabs.
Pretty much.
No, that's the voice actor for Mr. Krabs. And I'm like,
Yeah,
oh
it
my
is.
god.
Oh wow. Okay.
I'm like, oh my god, that's
I
Mr.
will
fucking
never.
Krabs.
Clancy Brown to me will always be the Kurgan.
He will always be Mr. Krabs for me.
Highlander.
Just
Also,
wants
the
to
dude,
just
the,
wait.
also the one in that movie Bad Boys, where, or what do you call it? He was in that movie Bad Boys with Sean Penn and Isai
Yeah.
Morales, where the radio blew up in his face.
Oh yeah, shit.
Has anybody
He was
is
in.
it, has anybody
He was
watched
in the Punisher as well.
Yeah, this.
Has anybody watched fucking Don't Be a Menace in South Central whilst drinking your juice?
Yeah,
Oh mate, that's
Yeah,
such a
about
good
100 years ago.
I was in high school when that movie came out.
that's such a good fucking movie. He's just sat
Break
there with
yourself, fool!
the and then he's just sat there
Break
with,
yourself!
and then he sat there with the fucking remote and he's just like, do we have a problem? Oh god, I love
And
that
you got the
movie.
other USSR.
Oh god, but that
when they
movie,
stomped that dude into the damn pavement.
that movie is such a fucking good movie. Like, Don't Be a Menace in South Central or drinking
really
your
is.
juice.
It really
and
is.
then White Chicks.
Oh, totally.
And then White Chicks. White Chicks is such a good fucking movie.
Oh god, man, White Chick.
Oh god,
That dance scene was fucking awesome.
if you've never watched White Chicks, you need to watch White Chicks.
You need to.
If
You need to.
if you don't know what White Chicks is, you will know it after you'll sort of recognize it after I've mentioned this one scene. There was this one scene that started floating around years. There was a scene that started floating around years ago, where it was like Terry Crews sat in that car, and he was singing the fucking "Making My Way Downtown" song. That's from that movie. That is from White Chicks.
Oh, with the
Making
shit,
my
that's the
way
one that got
downtown,
parodied in GTA
walking
5, isn't it?
fast. Yeah, it's like making my way
I
downtown.
must have missed that
walking
part.
fast. But yeah,
Yeah, he's shooting. He's
I must
shooting
have missed that
bitches
part.
going, my gun go black.
yeah. Making my way through the
And
hood.
now you're bleeding.
Dead. But yeah, that scene is from that movie. It's so fucking good. Because it's basically the premise of the movie for anybody that hasn't watched it and wants and is like kind of wanting to watch it. The premise of the movie is these two black detectives, these two black undercover detectives get told to go on this one mission where they have to protect these two like rich white girls, and they end up getting into some sort of like accident where one of them gets like a tiny cut on her face and the other one kind of like, you know, has a nosebleed or whatnot, and they start freaking out saying that they can't go because they don't look pretty and everything. So then what they do is the two black detectives take their place and then try and have to act like the two white girls, but fail fucking miserably at it the entire time. But everybody has like everybody's like everybody set like everybody put their like if we were talking like you know character creation out of like Fallout or some shit, they all set their intelligence stats to 1, and the two black detectives have their fucking charisma set up to like 10.
This racism is killing me inside my chest. I'm just kidding.
If you want racism, wait until Mayan comes back.
Hey, how you doing?
My God.
No, the lazy ass
He's at
motherfucker. The lazy ass.
with the guy delivering his beer.
Yeah, the lazy ass motherfucker's finally got his beer delivery.
Hey man, hey dude, give a guy credit. He showed up to work and he
Yeah,
did what he had to do.
How many minutes late do you think he showed up to the work late?
Better late than never. Yeah, well, if you needed me an hour ago, you need me now. God damn it.
Mine's the type of person to rock up like 4 hours late to his shift and just be like, "Hey, at least I showed up."
Did you drink 187 fucking shots of tequila in singles? And he's like, are they not complimentary?
Lone Star. Oh, he's bought Lone Star. Augie, come get your boy.
Yeah, there you go.
There was this one time that I made Augie like fucking. I made Augie like sober up so fucking quickly. It was unreal. I think I turned around to him and I said the Marines are shit or some shit like or something like that.
Oh.
And he was just like, "What did you say, motherfucker?" Because he was like shit faced. And then I said that, and I've never seen him like stand up, run outside of a house, and then just like sober up so fucking quick.
Man, this is the kind of shit you can only do when you're on another continent, because you're playing with fire there, bro.
Oh yeah, I know, I know I'm playing with fire, but I'm sitting there safe and sound. I ain't going to the US. I can barely fucking go there.
So like, what was really fun was like when I was growing up, like I had a relative who was in law enforcement, and that worked the boardwalk in Jersey or whatever, and these guys would go there on shore leave or whatever, and you know the fucking Marines would always be, you know, the rowdy ones. And so he was telling us a story, and it's so unbelievable. It just might have actually fucking happened. Where basically, you know, they've all got the tattoo on the forearm, right? That says USMC. like United States Marine Corps.
Yeah, with the anchor and
They
shit.
basically said, "Hey, your tattoo artist is an idiot. He fucked up the word scum." Now we got a brawl, and the cops are sober, and there's multiple of them, and the Marine is drunk. So then basically they catch him, they throw him, and they take him to the fucking holding cell.
Why is mine turned off his camera? That's my only
I have
question.
no idea. What the fuck?
Yeah, hold on.
He's putting his fucking Lone Star in the fridge or some shit.
I mean, he's got to get cold.
Mm.
I'm not begrudging him that. Hey, buddy, what's up?
But this is the thing.
Bud.
But this is the thing. Is like, I've never seen a man sober up so quickly in that moment than Oggy did. It was fucking hilarious. But you know, there was another time. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Michael that I said something to. Michael was just like checked out or some shit because I think we did like a number on him or some shit. Michael said I said something to Michael, and Michael just immediately snapped back into life and was just like, "The fuck is going on?" Like there are a few times where, like, to be fair, I don't know what I could say to Mayan to get him to sort of, like, you know, move as quick as he move quick. But to be fair, getting Mayan to move quick is like watching a miracle happen. To be fair, I think. To be fair.
You know I'm here, fucker.
Yeah, I know you're here. To be fair, I think the only thing that you could do to make Mayan move quick is to say that the US have opened up the border for free. His ass is making a beeline straight to the border, and he's running into the US. He's running into the USA. I don't give a shit. I mean, you'd see that man just like straight bolting it for the border to get into Texas.
Be right back, guys.
Yeah, no worries. Take your time.
So you said that the border was open?
Yeah.
Free?
Yeah, for free. No green card needed. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Fucking hell. I'm pretty sure that was measured on the Richter scale.
This wall hadn't been here, dude. The fucking chair would have gone completely to the... Oh, fuck.
Oh, no. Oh, fuck. To be fair, I know what I could do to make Guru move quickly.
What's that?
A Guru, I'm pretty sure some prisoners are getting a bit rowdy in cell block A. I think you might be allowed to use your baton this time. Fucking Guru's just straight sprinting down the fucking hallway.
Oh my!
Oh my!
He's like, oh my!
He just fucking
sitting there walking down there like this.
No, you just see him. You just see him running down the hallway. You just hear the baton just fucking flick out as he's running down the hallway.
He's sitting there.
Why is he fucking rubbing off his fucking baton for?
I know, right?
No.
He's walking by, spits on it just for the hell of it.
To be fair. Another way to get Oggy to move quickly is what Guru's just said in the chat. A Corona delivery truck has flipped over about a block away from where Oggy is. I guarantee you, his ass is jumping over every single fucking fence that there is.
Dude, I'm running through walls at that point.
You could. Bro, you're built like the Kool-Aid man, you could.
I'm going through walls, doors.
Bro's built like the Kool-Aid man. Corona trucks flipped over, fucking busted through
That's
fucking
cold.
walls.
Shit.
Oh god.
Oh man. Dude, those glasses were hurting my eyes.
Have you told Antonia about the cut on the back of the on the wall yet? Does she know about it? Or
No, she knows about it. Yeah, I told her. I told her just not to wear it like out in public because, you know. But that right there, got that when I was working at Fox there in Lubbock. It's strictly from the show. Mine's MC.
well, the Mayans aren't even
So,
a real. The Mayans aren't even a real motorbike gang, are they? So it wouldn't really matter.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, but still, there have been reports of guys wearing those Sons of Anarchy cuts and getting their asses beat.
I mean, to be fair, like I wouldn't wear anything like that out in public because of the fact that little known fun fact about me actually. Well, it's more of a fun fact about my mother actually. She used to actually date a house angel.
Really?
Mhm.
Wow.
My mum dated a house angel.
Mama Liquid.
He was he was a prospect though. He wasn't like a full-fledged member. So she never went to the clubhouse.
Oh, okay.
She never did anything like that because he knew that if he brought her there, it would pretty much be, you know, straight fucking communism of it's not your girl, it's our girl type shit. So he wasn't. She never really went. But you know, from what she told me, she dated. Yeah, she was.
Hold on.
She used to date.
I think.
She used to date a house angel.
No, Antonia, I did tell you about that Mayans cut, and I told you that I was going to give it to you. So yeah, I did tell you that.
Pardon me. Yeah, Skeet, you kind of missed it. I was telling mine about the fact that my mum used to date a house angel.
Oh, okay.
And it's kind of ironic, because one of my neighbors actually is actually a outlaw. Yeah. So my mum kind of went, yeah, I kind of.
No, it's not an actual cut.
Yeah, no,
Play nice by both, man. You ain't gotta worry.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like he kind of went like, you know, oh, you used to date a house angel, oh, fair enough. Because that's the thing, it's like the house angels and the outlaws, they have rivalries between each other, but just because you're linked to somebody that is associated with that group, they don't really care. It's if you are associated with the group, like if you are like a member, then they give a shit. But just because you know somebody in the group doesn't actually mean that, you know, they're going to be like.
It's like me saying, you know, I know so and so, they're a brain surgeon at, you know, Tampa General. It doesn't make me a fucking brain surgeon.
Yeah. And to be fair, a few years back, actually near my house, a fucking outlaw walked into a bowling alley where his ex-girlfriend was, or some shit like that. He walked into a bowling alley and fucking held up the bowling alley with a sawn-off shotgun.
Oh shit!
Dude, you know, whenever I got that,
the whole place was cordoned off.
I have multiple questions.
Oh shit!
Why are you gonna hold up a bowling alley?
Because his ex-girlfriend was there.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean, all right.
His ex-girlfriend was there, and he basically wanted to get back with her, so he was just like, "Fuck it, I'm holding
You
up
know-
a
you know,
bowling
it-
alley with the sawn-off shotgun."
This is how you're gonna do it. You're gonna knock the fucking place over at the point of a sawn-off shotgun. Which, I mean, I know it's illegal here to modify a shotgun,
You know,
but
here's the deal.
I gotta imagine over in the UK, it's definitely fucking
What a
illegal.
way to win back the girl.
Fuck.
And see, here's the thing about that Mayan deal. Fucking when I was working at Fox, whenever they gave it to me, it actually said like on the tag, or not on the tag, but there was like a thing on the inside, a little piece of paper. I said, Mayan's MC prop cut.
Nice.
Ah,
So I was like, shit, man. Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
And then they had a big bold letters. Do not claim to be an actual MC member.
I was getting ready, I was wondering if I should tell this story, but I had a buddy who was a huge Sons of Anarchy fan, and the dude had like a Halloween costume party that he was going to, and he had like a couple of them he was going to in the same day, and his goal was basically to get loaded and get laid, like that was it. So he dressed up like Jax from Sons of Anarchy, but he had the cut from
Oh God.
SOA, and instead of Sam Crow,
Yeah.
which stands for Sons of Anarchy,
motorbike club.
Sam Crow is a
Redwood
mother
original. The Sons of Anarchy Motorcycle Club, California Redwood original. He had Sam Flo, so Sons of Anarchy Motorcycle Club, Florida original. And he was wearing this shit out in public, and he basically, like, he was all good towards the end, until towards the end of the night, when basically these two big fucking biker dudes showed up, and they were ready to fucking tune his ass up, and they're like, "You need to take that fucking cut off right goddamn now." And he's like, "It's for a costume. It's not." He's like, "I don't fucking care. You're representing as this, that, or the other." The motherfucker worked insurance. I mean, he wasn't a fucking biker at all.
Mm.
Hey, Liquid.
Yeah.
I got something for you. Remember how last week I had a Punisher glass?
Yeah. Is that the... That's the Joker. Nice. Fucking look at these two.
Nice.
Look at these two men just fucking like, I can't see without my glasses.
You feel good about that?
Yes, actually, I feel very
Do
great
you?
about it. I feel very good about it. Yeah.
You feel great about that. You're making fun of somebody with a disability.
You're gonna be there soon enough.
Eyesight.
I'm making fun of somebody with a disability. I've got a disability, motherfucker.
What's your disability? Do you have Down syndrome?
No, do you?
Are you touched in the head? Are you hydrocephalic?
Are you?
At the waterhead?
Are you?
I mean, I don't know. You already know my disability. I need eyeglasses. I mean, are you
I need to wear...
hydrocephalic?
I
Are
need
you
to- I
Down
actually-
syndrome? Are you up the down chromosome? I mean, are you licking the fucking window with the pickle that's sliding down on the short bus? I mean, what the fuck is happening here? I want to know,
we
man.
don't call it the short bus in the
Do
UK. We call it...
do you has the broke dick? Do you has not enough dick to
I
piss
have
over the balls?
ADHD,
I mean,
bro.
what the fuck is happening here?
Fucking hell, bro. I have ADHD, man. Fucking shit.
Oh, ADHD, the most pedestrian, the pumpkin spice latte of fucking disabilities. You fucking white woman.
Calling me a white woman, yet just sat there looking as red as a fucking tomato. Shut your ass up.
Yeah, I'm closer to Native American right now than I am fucking gringo. Mine'll back me up.
You're asking... Wait.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Extra chromium.
I think of the three of us, I'm the one that has the most color.
I'm just kidding. I'm a total Gin Blossom.
Mm. But yeah, no, Mayan. You know how last week I was telling you about beer tastes better out of a glass than it does outside of the bottle, than it does from the bottle.
Yeah.
Now that you're drinking it out of a glass,
Yeah.
have you actually noticed that there's a difference in the taste?
Actually, yeah, there is a taste, dude. There is a taste difference to it.
Mm. Also as well.
It's I don't know, man. It just tastes weird.
Mm.
But then again, when you're drinking from a Joker glass, it just tastes a whole lot better.
To be fair, this is the really weird thing about beer, right? If you get beer in like a clear or green bottle, it's always going to have like a weird funky smell to it. Especially if they're not in like a crate, like a crate of 6. But if you get them in brown or cans, if you get them in brown bottles or cans, they won't have that sort of taste or that sort of like smell to them, because hops are actually photosensitive. So hops react to sunlight, and when they're hit by sunlight, they can actually give off like a weird smell, and people describe it as like the smell of a skunk's spray. So what you'll end up hearing is people saying that beer is skunked because it
Is that
smells.
why I can't drink IPAs?
Oh, I never heard that before. To be honest with you.
Potentially. But if you get them in a green, if they're in green or clear bottles, they are they're not that great. They're not that great, especially if they're in direct sunlight. But if you get them in brown or canned, if you get them in brown bottled or canned, they won't smell like that.
That is actually very interesting.
Hmm.
I historically speaking, we've got I don't know how it is over in the UK, but we've got a ton of microbrews here in the United States,
Yeah, we
especially
have
in the
them as well.
southeast. Yeah. All right. So I mean, it seems like everybody and their sister's doing an IPA. And I historically do not like IPAs, largely because they are skunked out and fucking hoppy. But
to be fair, is because if you always notice this, if you order a Corona, they always shove that like lime into the neck of the bottle. And the reasoning of why they shove the lime into the neck and everything, and they put the lime on there, is to mask that smell. Because it will overpower the smell of it. Because the first thing that you're smelling is citrus, is lime. So they put that lime in there to counteract the smell.
Yeah, I've seen all sorts of people do all sorts of crazy shit with Coronas. I knew a dude who put hot sauce in his fucking Corona, and I'm just kind of like, you heathen.
Wait, Oggy, did you just fucking... Wait, Oggy, did you hear that? I want Oggy. I want Oggy's opinion on that.
Oggy?
Because Oggy is a fan of fucking Corona. Oggy loves Corona.
Oh, okay.
Like first thing Oggy,
fucking.
First thing Oggy said when Mayan showed what beer he was drinking. Oggy was like, fucking yeah, Michael's drinking the good shit. Mayan's drinking the good shit.
Yeah. And they spiked that motherfucker with hot sauce.
Hold on.
Wait,
so,
what?
This dude fucking put hot sauce in his fucking Corona? In his Corona?
No less. I mean, it just... Yeah.
Somebody...
Not even like good hot sauce. Just shit hot sauce.
Okay, like hold on. Hold on, Oggy.
That's like the stupidest shit I've ever heard.
Somebody would put hot sauce in their Corona beer. Because I was talking about how Coronas always have that like weird smell to them because of the fact that hops are photosensitive and everything like that. So
I
they
get
put
that
so they
less
put
with
the
Coronas than I do other beers, but I mean, like Heineken, I get it real bad. But I mean, like that.
that's because
all
it's
right.
stored in a green
But
bottle.
I get what you're saying. Go ahead.
But that's because it's stored in the Heineken is because it's stored in the green bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
Whereas-
right. All right. So that goes to your point.
Whereas if you get like Bud, like Budweiser,
Right. It's in the brown bottle
like
and
regular- yeah.
Yeah.
you never get that like weird smell to it. But if you pour it into a glass and left it outside for a few hours, then it doesn't even need a few hours. It just needs like a few minutes of like sunlight touching it, and then that's it.
Getting ready to
It's
say,
gone.
I don't know of anybody who's. Excuse me. Just getting ready to say, I don't know if anybody who's pouring a Bud Light into a glass is going to let it sit for a couple hours.
But yeah, no, even a few minutes. Like, it just needs to be in direct sunlight for a few minutes. And boom. It's gone. It's gone bad.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I've never got to that point. Okay.
That's why, if you're outside at a beer garden, like, the first few sips of your beer will be A-okay. But then, as you go along throughout the beer, it will start smelling and tasting a bit dodgy.
Okay. That's interesting.
Okay. Yeah.
Learn something new every day.
Very, very interesting.
So note to self, kids. Note to self,
There you
kids.
do. There you do.
If you are gonna buy Corona, buy them in a 6-pack. If you're not gonna buy, if you're gonna buy anything else that's in like a green bottle or a clear bottle, buy it in a 6-pack. But if you're gonna buy singles, buy brown or canned.
Exactly.
Generally, don't go towards beer anyway. I'm
The more you know.
more of a potato water guy. But yeah, every once in a while, I do enjoy a good one, and
Yeah, I mean
that's interesting information to have.
because that's the thing is like you want the best out of your beer.
Rubber.
Like you want a beer that you can sit there, you can enjoy, and all that sort of stuff. But if your beer's ruined and it's just got like that weird tingy taste to it, there's no point in drinking it anymore.
Yeah, you're just doing it for effect at that point.
Yeah, it's like with beer. Like, there's this one beer that I absolutely love. It's called Leaf or Lef or whatever the fuck it is. It's actually brewed by monks in Belgium. It's fucking beautiful.
Oh shit. Okay.
I drink it for the effect.
Yeah,
I drink it for the
love to
effect.
Try that.
I drink it for the effect and for the taste because it's like fucking hell.
Lion just exercised the demon.
Yeah, thank you, Michael.
In
So
nomine Patri, Filii, Spiritus Sancti. Amen.
Michael, rate that. Michael, rate that. Am I ever gonna get to be a part of the podcast? The text to speech isn't working, guys. We're not putting the text to speech on. Sorry. But yeah.
Why not? That could be fun.
Well, no, because you guys won't hear it. It would only be me hearing it.
Yeah, but I got you coming through, so I mean, like, I'm whatever. All right.
Yeah, but if Michael's in here, if Michael is actually in here, how good was that fucking Italian, bro?
That wasn't Italian. That was Latin.
Well, Latin, Italian, same fucking difference. It's just the older
Classical
version.
Latin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the older version of.
Be honest, it's probably not even Italian Latin. I think I copped it off of Boondock Saints. Please don't tell me you've never seen that movie.
Oh, Boondock Saints. Of course, I've seen Boondock Saints.
Okay,
Fucking, you've
thank
got
you, God.
fucking Willem Dafoe just like fucking dancing out in the fucking rain and shit.
He's gay, but he loves classical music. I
Like-
think that's actually where that meme comes from.
I
could be wrong.
love
I don't know.
Willem Dafoe. Again, one of my favorite actors.
Oh, he's great. He's so great. He hits it out
He's-
of the park in that. And you are correct, by the way. That he's in that movie and he plays Paul Smecker, the FBI investigator, and absolutely just
smashes it out of the park. Yeah,
crushes.
because
Yeah.
he's also in The Lighthouse.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah, me as a horror movie
Okay.
buff too. I'm pissed off about this, but that's still on my list of films that I got to see. Is The Lighthouse?
Yeah, because he's
I
like
haven't seen it yet. I got to do
oh,
it.
fuck, what's it? What's the character's? What's Robert Pattinson's character's name again? It's like I don't know, but there's like this one scene where they're like getting absolutely shit faced, and it's like, and he's like Willem Dafoe's just like sat there dancing, like they're both sat there dancing and everything, and then you've got him just being like, "Dance, Winslow, dance!" And then Winslow just takes like a giant sip of his drink, and he's just like,
That's awesome. I wasn't huge on Robert Pattinson, but he's kind of gotten away from the whole Edward from Twilight
yeah.
thing.
Especially
Yeah.
with Batman, bro.
I liked him as Batman. Oh, let me rephrase that. I liked him as that version of the Batman.
I think he smashed it out of the park with Batman. To be fair, because Batman
I don't
Batman has
think so.
always
You think?
been because Batman hasn't always been like you think of Batman, right? You think of like, you know, intimidating, scary looking guy. He does do that in the movie. Like, you look at him and you're like, I would not like to see him in a train station at 2 o'clock in the morning, you know, because I'm gonna get the shit kicked out of me. But
yeah.
but the thing is, Batman has never
Yeah.
been this sort of character to like sort of be in a rush, if you know what I mean. It's like you'll be talking to him, you'll say something, and you'll turn around to like to look at something else or something, and then you'll turn back around and you'll be like, well, where the fuck is he gone?
Yeah.
You know. And Batman,
he's definitely a methodical.
yeah, because
character.
because that's the thing as well, is I think that he would make a great adaptation of the Arkham series. Like, if you've ever played any of the Arkham games,
Oh God, yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah. I'll roll with you on.
he
I'll
would
roll
make
with you on
he would make a great
Yeah.
Arkham Batman, like a live action adaptation of the Arkham series, because in that game, you know, Batman isn't really sort of like quick and swift and all that sort of stuff. He's more just like, you know, walking around. Like, you can play the whole game just like walking around, just being this intimidating guy, and then beating the ever-loving shit out of people in that like speedy
Yeah.
fashion that he does in the same movie. Because if you
Well,
even when he's fighting,
they leaned into the detective side of it, like 'cause
Yeah,
he's supposed to be the world's greatest detective, right?
yeah, but
So-
and that's the thing as well. It's like when in
Yeah,
that,
pretty much.
and even in the movie when he goes in and enters the fuck, what is it called again? I think it was like the Iceberg Lounge. Yeah, the Iceberg Lounge. When he enters the Iceberg Lounge and everything, the guards try to beat the shit out of him and everything, and you can even see in that, like, you know, he's beating the ever-loving shit out of these people, like, with so much speed and efficiency and everything, that he even goes to like punch the shit out of the Penguin, but like stops, but like realizes, oh shit, that's Coswald, that's Cobblepot. That's Oswald. I better not fucking beat the shit out of him, or else I'm not gonna get
Yeah.
any answers.
Yeah.
So it's like, it goes to show that he was ready to fucking swing at him, but then his brain snapped at the last second and said, no, don't.
He's kind of pushed himself into that Bobby Fischer territory
That's
where
at
he's
least.
like 4 or 5 steps ahead.
Because that's the other thing as well,
Mhm.
is he's always ahead of the game. He's always way ahead of everybody else. Y'all look a little thirsty. Fucking Augie's just said y'all look a little thirsty. Cheers, guys.
Fucking Augie.
Cheers, fellas.
L'chaim.
Here's my question. What do you guys? What's you guys' take on Frank Castle?
The Punisher.
Love
Okay.
him.
Okay. Which version are we talking about here?
Yeah.
There's not a bad
Okay,
version.
Uh,
But
There's
there
not a
are
bad
some versions
version.
that are
There's-
better than others.
There's not a bad version, but there's not a bad version. There are good versions, and then there are great
Yeah.
versions.
I was.
Okay, see, if you want my honest opinion, if you want my honest opinion as being a real avid Punisher fan since '86, I'm gonna say Dolph Lundgren. Okay, fine. He had the look, but not the chops. But Thomas Jane, good. Okay, he gave Frank Castle that family side to him.
Hmm.
You know, and like Ray Stevenson gave him that brutality factor. Okay, and John Bernthal took bits of bits of every single one and threw them all together.
Yeah, I was gonna say John is like all
And
time.
that's what.
Yeah, John.
John
Mhm.
John's got to be my best.
benefits from
John is a goat.
all the characters that have come before. And I say this meaning like you've got to
Especially Shane.
Yes, that's
You
yeah.
gotta look at
John,
each-
hold on. John's the one from that meme where he's sat in the chair and he's screaming the whole like no, wait shit. That's John.
Yeah.
Fairly or unfairly, and I love
Yeah.
John Bernthal as the Punisher. Please don't get me wrong. But I mean, like you got to look at each. The problem is we're talking about 4 different movies or 4 different film adaptations, if you will,
Adaptations of the
Done at
Punisher,
4
because some of them are completely TV shows
completely
movies.
different points in time.
Yeah.
So you've got the 1980s the Dolph Lundgren version. I like Dolph Lundgren as the Punisher. I've always been a fan of Dolph Lundgren. He had a version of Punisher that was very stereotypical of the 80s. It was a property they were trying to cash in on, and they
Yeah.
tied a action superstar into the mix. Okay, no problem. Then you got Thomas Jane, who really, I think, humanized the character and drove home the family man aspect of it. Because this is a guy who's had everything
Yeah.
torn away. But the writing wasn't there, and I think that movie was actually hindered a little bit because of John Travolta, because Travolta didn't want to leave Tampa, Florida. And as much as I enjoy the fact that the movie was made in Tampa, Florida, Frank Castle's a New York vigilante. You know, it should have been in New York. But we can get into that another time. And then Ray Stevenson, I think, understood the role, and he understood the job better than anybody, and he fucking delivered.
Mm.
But then you've got those 3 pieces to build on, and then John Bernthal comes in with a team that actually has the writing, has the love for the character, has the resources to make a movie or a web series, whatever the case may be,
TV show.
and is hell bent to make it fucking work. And John was just the icing on the cake. I mean, he was the cherry on top.
But
and he owned it. He owned it.
But I think
Yeah,
I think this goes.
Yes.
I think this goes
He
for
is.
everything.
Yeah, he did.
I do genuinely think this goes for everything as well. Is somebody could always look at John's look at the way that John did the Punisher, and say, okay, fans weren't really receptive to this sort of stuff that he did, so I'm going to change that and everything. Like, there is always stuff that people can work on and change. It's like with the Spider-Man,
Sure.
like with Spider-Man, like you had Tobey Maguire for the first iteration of Spider-Man. Everybody was like, yes, Tobey Maguire, like, very good Peter Parker, very poor Spider-Man. Like, he had the nerdiness of Peter down, but he didn't have the quippiness, he didn't have the fucking, like, jokey aspect of Spider-Man. And then you had Andrew Garfield that came in to do the Spider-Man, and everybody was like, well, he just kind of seems like another, he just kind of seems like a jock, like, he literally seems like Flash Thompson in this movie, because it seems like he's just trying to, it seems like he was just trying to bully Flash in that movie, instead of Flash bullying him. But he was
Yeah.
great Spider-Man because he was very quick with all of the quips and everything like that. You're like, fucking thwipping shit and everything like that, and all that sort of stuff. And it's like, are you seriously gonna arrest the guy in the fucking spider mask? Like, what the fuck, man? When the cops showed up to that in that one scene, and then you had Tom Holland that came in to do Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I think for at this moment in time, I think he is the best portrayal of Spider-Man because he has that like nerdiness.
Totally.
He has that nerdiness of Peter, but he has the quippiness and the the jokey aspect of Spider-Man.
That's what I'm saying. You've got
Yeah.
you've got
That is true. That is true.
you've got the first Spider-Man trilogy where they basically cast Peter, and then the second Spider-Man trilogy where they basically cast
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, and then the Tom Holland version is essentially,
We want Peter
I
and
guess,
Spider-Man.
supposed to be the best of both worlds. This is sort of like the halfway point.
Yeah, and this is the thing is somebody could always look at especially if Tom Holland ends up getting recast for just they reboot the series or whatnot, or they do something else with the series, or how they even bring in Miles Morales. The person who ends up playing.
For him to do that,
Yeah, the
actually.
person who.
I think that's what they're gonna do.
Because to be fair, they've already teased Miles Morales in the cinematic universe, because when in the first Homecoming.
Really?
Yeah, because in the first Homecoming movie, Peter goes to stop this arms deal that's going down, and he ends up running into Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino.
Yep.
And he then ends up
he's playing with Prowler.
and then he ends up tracking down Donald Glover's character, which is revealed to be Aaron Davis, who is the Prowler, and he turns around and he says, "Man, I don't want these weapons on the street. On the street, I got a nephew that lives here. His nephew is Miles Morales."
Yeah.
So they've already teased Miles.
Really?
Yeah, they've already teased Miles in the series.
Oh yeah.
In the movies and everything.
Bro, that's how deep they run, man.
And then in the Spider-Man.
I must have missed that one.
And
I
then
must have missed that one.
And then in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, the animated
Gotta be
movie.
hardcore. I mean, yeah, a lot of hardcore motherfuckers missed that one.
And then in the Spider-Man,
So don't beat yourself up.
Yeah, and then in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, there's a scene where they're walking through the Spidey HQ and everything, and they've got all of these villains locked up that have basically been able to go through the multiverse and all that sort of stuff. And you see Donald Glover's character, Aaron Davis from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, sat there in a Prowler outfit, looking at him, going hey, looking at Miles, going hey, I recognize you slightly.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Dude, I fucking totally missed that one. I fucking totally missed that.
If you go back and watch Homecoming, there's the scene straight after he's fucking around with the mask and everything, and he's Karen's playing back all of the stuff from that day and everything, and it's Peter's stood in front of the mirror, going I am Thor, son of Asgard, all of that sort of stuff. If you skip forward a tiny bit into the movie, you'll see Peter walking up to Aaron Davis in this car park, whipping his hand to the roof of his to the boot of his car, or as you guys would call it, the trunk. To the trunk.
Yeah.
And then he's
The whole fucking thing took place in a parking garage.
Yeah, and then Peter's got this deep voice. It's who's selling the weapons and everything, and then he's you sound completely different. You sounded like a girl earlier, man. And he was just I'm not a girl. I'm a boy. I'm a grown man. And then he tells his suit's AI to cancel advanced interrogation mode or whatnot. And then he's just dude, just tell me where these people are selling the stuff and everything. Also, Michael Mando briefly cameos as Scorpion.
Matt Gargan. Yep.
But
Okay.
he
Yeah.
he also
Michael Mann.
You know, this is another story about that.
but he also he turns because then Peter turns around he turns around and he's like, yo, there's an arms deal going on later today, and Peter gets all excited, walks away, and Donald's just like, I haven't told you where the fuck the meeting's taking place, you absolute fucking dumbass. Like, where are you going? And he was like, oh shit, yeah, I better go get you better tell me where the fuck it's going on. And then he tells him where it's going on and everything, and then Peter walks away and he's just like, oh yeah, by the way, that's gonna dissolve in like 3 hours. And then he's like, no, yeah, you come sort this out, shit, come sort this shit out now. He's like, I've got ice cream in the back of the car.
God damn it.
He's like, I've got ice cream in the back of the car.
Yeah. He's like, no, you're a criminal, so my criminal.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
oh man, you motherfucker.
Yeah, but that's Aaron Davis. That's Miles's uncle.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right.
Well,
You know, it's funny you mentioned it's funny you mentioned the guy who played the. I said it's funny you mentioned the guy who played the Scorpion.
Michael Mando.
And I was like, you know, in the videos you were showing us earlier, me and Michael, yeah, I was like, dude, that motherfucker looks so goddamn familiar. Like I've seen him before.
It's Nacho from Better Call Saul.
You know, and I was like, fucking hell.
Nacho.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but you know, yeah. Shit, I'll be right back.
Yep, Mine, you muted. Don't worry, bro. But yeah, no. To be fair, there's a lot of great actors in the world, and it's just kind of finding out where these actors sit and everything. You know?
Oh yeah.
Because as well, it's like if you look at you know the way that Willem Dafoe was. Willem Dafoe for a long period of time was sort of like casted as like a villain character. But then managed to like break out of that and everything like that. And
a lot of that had to do with the
Spider-Man
roles that he took early on in his career that he, you know, sort of kind of got typecast in, but then, you know, he managed to get around it.
Yeah. I mean, because you actually know that you know that one scene in the first, I think is it the first Spider-Man movie? Yeah, the first Spider-Man movie, where Willem Dafoe's like in his mansion and everything, and he's like swapping between Normand and the Green Goblin.
Yeah.
Where he's like holding up the newspaper, walking closer to the mirror and everything like that. That was actually done in one take.
I believe it.
There was no cutting. There was no cutting. They would basically have like they had two cameras, and the cameras and
he's that good.
And the cameras would like flip, so like they would record both shots at the same time, and then they would just like cut in between both of the cameras. But it wasn't like they would stop filming, reset, film, stop, reset. It was like they were just constantly filming, and then they would just like cut in between the two camera angles.
I believe it. I
think it was like that, or they would like, or they had it like on a swing, so then it was just like.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say a lot of what he does that is like quote unquote amazing, is actually a lot of improv on his part, and it's just got to do with who he is and how brilliant he is.
Well,
so
it's also
like
to
if
do
you
with
remember
his background.
the Boondock Saints, where he's in after they murder the Russians in the hotel, the Russian gangsters or whatever, you know, and he's going around. They've got that sort of like I don't even know, like mid 1980s like circle type of solarium setup in the middle where they've got the, you know, the couch, and it's all very, very Frank Lloyd Wright. But he's walking on top of that. Like, that wasn't written.
Yeah, and
like, go back and watch. Like, that was not written. That was him fucking improving, because he's like,
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time with the pacing of this, and he just whatever
it
was wrong in his head. He figured it out.
And that's the thing as well. It's his theatre background, because he went to theatre school and everything
Maybe.
like that. No, it is.
Maybe.
It is, because with theatre stuff, they always kind of like encouraged improv. Like, one of the main things that they teach you in theatre class and all that sort of stuff, and in theatre groups, is improv scenes. Like, you basically get given, you know, time, date, place.
Yeah.
That's it, and then you go.
Okay. I don't know enough about it to say one way or another, but yeah, okay. If you say it, I believe it.
Well, I mean, it's all in like interviews and everything that I've watched of Willem Dafoe, because I just love the way that he acts and everything. Because even off camera, he acts.
He's fantastic.
Even off camera, he acts like a fucking like a fucking legend. Because some guy caught him in like New York one day, and they were like, "Yo, Willem Dafoe, what are you wearing?" and all that sort of stuff. Because he was like one of those people that would go around asking people like what type of clothes that they wear, and everything, and then basically like tally up the total of the clothes. And Willem Dafoe's just like, "Oh yeah, I'm wearing this, like, I think he was wearing like a North Face windbreaker, wearing some like hoodie, like wearing some like jumper or whatnot, trousers. He was like, trousers that my wife bought me, shoes that I picked up in Mexico, I think." And it's like, he was just like, I don't know, dude. I'm sorry.
Just whatever I got, man. There we go.
He was like, and that's the thing. He was like, "I don't know, man. I'm really sorry." And the guy was like, "No, you're perfectly fine. Don't apologize. Like, I've just loved talking to you and everything." He was just like, "Are you sure? Are you sure I haven't messed up your thing or anything like that?" And he was just like, "No, you haven't ruined it. Don't worry, man." Hey,
awesome.
Tiff. Hello, Tiff. How you doing?
Damn.
That is awesome.
Like, Willem Dafoe is a fucking treasure. Like, he is a national
He's
treasure.
great.
We've got to
He's
keep.
great.
Yeah, he is.
I was so disappointed with the Death Note movie because that's one of my favorite animes. But
Are you talking about
two,
the one on Netflix?
yes. Two, it's like you motherfuckers
Thank you,
cast
Tiff.
Willem Dafoe as goddamn Ryuk, and that couldn't salvage this turd. Like, that could not pull the nose up on this clusterfuck.
I knew I liked
Like,
it. I
he was
knew I liked it
fucked
for
up
like a.
so hard. I don't even
God,
know.
that
where to
movie.
start.
I knew I liked it for like a split fucking
Dude, that movie
reason.
sucked, man. Seriously.
Oh, it was horrible. It was horrible. And it's,
I actually
it's
saw
not
that and I was
even
like, I was like, fucking hell, dude.
it's not even like the concept. Like, I get wanting to like take a property from another country and
Oh god.
yes,
Yo,
quote unquote
Dwight.
Americanize it. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying I get it. You know, but it was a bad fucking job. And I'm like, you know, you guys got Willem Dafoe to play Ryuk, and he couldn't fucking pull the nose up on this.
I will say though.
That's how bad you fucked up.
Yeah, for real, seriously.
I will say though, Willem Dafoe. Also, hello, Chase. Hi, Dwight. Hi, Tiff. Willem Dafoe in the Death Note. Like, I knew I liked, because like, there was a slight part of the movie that I was like, this is.
He was the only redeeming quality.
This is really good, and it was Ryuk, and I didn't know it was Willem Dafoe until right now. Now it explains why. But it's like Ryuk.
Oh well, there you go.
In the movie,
No,
Ryuk, Ryuk was one of my favorite. Was like my favorite part of the whole thing. Is purely just
He was the only thing that kept me watching that fucking abortion.
every single fucking time Ryuk appeared on screen, I was like, okay, we're gonna get a fucking banger of a line here, and then it was just, and then it was just Ryuk sitting down just like on the chair, and he's just like, "Are you gonna eat that apple?"
Yeah, and it was absolutely gold every single time.
True.
But like even that was not enough to pull to course correct and keep this thing from just smashing into the mountain from 50,000 feet. Like even that was not enough to unfuck this cluster. It was horrible, man. And I'm just I'm like, this is the biggest goddamn draw by far in the entire production. And you have fucked dog so goddamn much.
Yeah.
It sucked.
I gotta. Well, what I would say is that it's kind of compared to, what is it? Waterworld. It had Kevin Costner in it, but yet that movie sucked fucking
Yeah.
balls, dude.
Yeah, it kind of.
I would
A
compare the
very
Death Note movie to
expensive
fucking
plot.
Waterworld, dude. And like you said, not even fucking Willem Dafoe can fucking
Me to fuck
save
up, sorry,
this
my
piece
bad.
of shit.
Nah, man,
You know?
I mean, okay, props for, let's get someone in who can actually, like, save us from the point of no fucking return. I mean, there are multiple choices that you had. You chose Willem Dafoe. I'm willing to go with that. Okay.
Holy shit, there are
good
two
choice.
spiders right now. There's a spider there, and there's like a spider up there. Oh my god, I fucking... Oh. Give me a second,
Yeah,
guys. I'm
but
gonna kick the spider out.
You know what? Kill him.
Sorry, guys. Eviction notice.
You're not going to slam the
This is a no spider zone.
Well, no, it's like if I can get him out, then I'm gonna get him out. But if I can't, if I can't get him out, then I'm gonna fucking, they're not paying. Yeah, Chase said it. They're not paying rent. They shouldn't be fucking in here. I'm gonna evict their asses.
My son the other day was looking at spiders in the garden, and he's like, "Hey, it's a mommy long legs and a daddy long legs." And I said, "Son, there's no such thing as a mommy long legs. It's only daddy long legs." And he stomped on both of them and said, "We'll have none of that gay shit in my fucking garden."
God.
I just want to preface this right now. We are not anti-gay. We are not anti-anything.
No, we are not. We are not.
We love anybody. We love anybody and everybody for who they are, not what they are. We want to preface this right now.
Mm-hmm.
It was just his son making an edgy joke because he grew up with an edgy father. Blame the father.
Correct. We don't care. We don't care. We welcome all comers.
I'll be back in a second. I need another drink.
I broke liquid.
No. You want to know who broke Liquid? I don't know if he's still here. Michael broke Liquid. I swear, dude. I love Michael to death, but that kid could not answer a straight question. Oh man. It's kind of like whenever you would ask Michael. It's like, is the sky blue? Hey, well, to be fair, some days it's blue and some days it can be gray, and
yes or
and
no?
some days, like, dude, but is the sky? It was rough, man. And when fucking Cherub comes back, ask him about it, dude. Because I just said it, I was like, dude, I think you fucking broke Liquid.
That is amazing. You called him the
I sure did, and he wasn't here to hear
that. Doesn't matter. He's gonna see it on the fucking replay.
Yeah, he is. And I can see it right now. Motherfucker, did you just call me a cherub?
Oh, I called you a cherub.
So, I was telling Skeet about how I was telling Skeet how because he's like, oh god, I think we broke Liquid, and he's like, no. The one who broke Liquid was Michael.
So, slight problem, lads.
What the fuck are you doing?
I'm trying to get the fucking cap off of the bottle, but it won't work.
Oh, shit.
Shouldn't have put this in the fridge.
I'm gonna laugh if you need a fucking a bottle opener, dude.
No, I don't need a bottle opener. It should.
He doesn't get a
But anyways,
put the fucking cap on the edge of the fucking linoleum counter and just slam your palm down.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah.
Man.
No,
Oh, fuck.
it said screw off. Vodka.
Well, then screw it off.
I was trying!
Oh.
It was stuck to the bottle, you fucking prick!
Jesus Christ. Jesus, Mary, and the fucking dog.
Shit, I need to refill. Yeah, I was telling Skeet how because he said I think we broke Liquid, and I was like no. Michael broke Liquid because that fool cannot answer a straight question.
Yeah, literally last night, I physically got up out of my chair and I walked outside. Like I couldn't
Oh my
handle
God.
I couldn't handle fucking Michael anymore. Michael was just like dodging at every single fucking question that we were asking him, because he was just like well, like we asked him questions. We were like, like, have you done this before? No, actually, better. No, I remember the question now. It was something about, was the therapist alive when you last saw him? And he was just like, well, last time I checked, yes. I haven't
Yeah.
seen him in a while. And we were like, that's not what we're asking, Michael. We were asking the last time that you left, the last time that you saw him, was he still breathing? And he was just like, well, I don't know. And
Oh,
we were
would his therapist not be alive?
Like, dude, now you're giving us fucking. Well, see, I told him, I said, dude, the last therapist you saw, is he still in practice today? And he was like, well, last time I was with him, yeah. I'm like, no. I asked you, was he still in practice today?
With him.
God, and then fucking, I could see the frustration in Liquid's face, man. He was like, oh God, dude.
Like, legit, I physically got up, walked outside, and I was crouched, I was crouching on the floor with my head in my hands, just like this motherfucker. I swear to God.
Hey, he's in
You'll
the
need
chat.
to be, wait,
He's in the chat right now.
need to be Pacific, you'll need to be Pacific with your questions. How much more Pacific could we have been with the last time that you saw him? Was he still alive? You can't get more Pacific than that, Michael. That is literally when you last
Don't get me
saw
wrong,
him.
I love Michael to death, man. But
When you saw him, Mike, the last time that you had contact with him, was he still breathing? Yes or no? There is not much more detail that you can give in that sort of question, Michael.
0, 1. 0 for no.
all you
One
could have said was
yes.
yes or no.
It's binary.
That it's like literally
This
the equivalent.
motherfucker. Details, Liquid, details. What the fuck?
I'm not gonna answer any more questions.
He's at it again.
Fucking guy. I swear to God.
This is why I drink.
But you know what? At the end of the day, we all love Michael though.
You've upset Michael now. We've upset Michael. Damn, the man's gonna fight a lion soon, and we've upset him. Wow.
Michael, we're sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh shit,
Wrestle a
Dumpo.
bear. Like, remind me not to piss him off.
To be fair, all I've got to do, I'm not gonna ask. Your lawyer is right here.
Without his lawyers. Oh.
So, Rocker is Ash. So Tiff will remember this. Tiff will remember this vividly. Tiff will remember exactly what this is, because me and Tiff were on I think we were on a Discord call or a live stream.
Oh,
or some shit.
Smirnoff.
Yeah, it's Smirnoff, cherry flavored, but it's I turned around to I was drinking and so was Tiff, and whatnot. I think Tiff was out at a nightclub or some shit, and I took a shot of vodka, and she like literally took a screenshot of like every single facial face that I made.
Yeah, she's good for that.
Yeah, I made cherry Pepsi. It's really fucking nice.
There you go.
I still have it.
Oh,
Thank you.
Okay. You know what? Hey,
Yeah, chin chin, motherfucker. Mozzy's gonna be a lawyer. Mozzy's gonna be a next lawyer. Yeah.
So am I fired? Am I fired?
I think you have been potentially.
Oh, I'm fired. Okay.
Oh wait, no. Michael said nah. Michael said nah. No,
Okay.
no. No, you're still hired. You're still in the cut.
He's in
Yeah,
the good.
because you know what? Who's the one that got you the? Who's the one that got you the fucking? Who's the one that got you the fucking Coliseum? Me. Who's the one that got the Pope to even sign off on that shit? Me. Who's the one that even got the fucking mayor of Rome to sign off on that? Me.
To be fair,
Who got you the armor too, boy? Remember that.
To be fair, as Jesse Pinkman once said, you don't need a criminal lawyer. You need a criminal lawyer. You need a criminal lawyer. Mayan is a criminal. By the way, that doesn't work, Tiff, unfortunately. I've turned off like the notification thingies, so sorry about that. I will send that stuff back to you.
I will be back.
How many fucking deliveries does this fucking guy have?
Hey, I mean, do what you gotta do.
Do what you gotta do. He sits on his ass all day watching TV for a living. he just sits there and just goes,
Yeah, and
I need to put the ads on now.
Job.
I need to put the ads on now.
Oh my god.
To be fair, you wouldn't want that job. Imagine what it would be like. Imagine what his day was like on Inauguration Day.
You know what? I'm happy about it. I'll take that job.
Anyway, no politics.
I don't even care about the politics. Just the amount of screeching that I know was. You know what? Never mind. I'm gonna shut up.
Mm.
Now let me explain to you what it was like let me explain to you what it was like on Inauguration Day.
Try and keep it as least political.
It was a
as possible.
clusterfuck, dude.
Mm.
Oh yeah, definitely, dude. We were going from local elections to national election. Okay, we were on and off the air at least on or off live programming for at least.
Pardon me.
Oh God, I'm gonna say 8 to 12 hours. So inauguration day was, election day was a bitch. Inauguration day, that was a different fucking breed of ball of wax. It was unfucking real. Major events in the news industry, they suck, dude.
Mm.
Yeah,
they really fucking suck. But
wait,
it is what I do. It is what I do, and you know what?
Ski, aren't you a lawyer? Or was a lawyer?
No.
Oh wait, no, you would track people down that committed tax fraud, wouldn't you?
I was involved with a couple of different insurance providers attempting to root out fraud and or material misrepresentation. Yes, that's literally
You
the
and Mike,
boilerplate response I have to give.
you and Michael, have you and Michael would make a dangerous fucking duo.
Cool. Let's
Because
do it.
Michael,
Is
because
there money
Michael,
behind
Michael, Michael
Oh,
does
God.
Michael does like tax forms and everything like that. Like Michael does taxes. He's an accountant and everything. You're the
Oh,
person.
yeah,
you're
there
the
you go.
person that sniffs out fraud and everything. You could teach him how to hide his fraud more fucking carefully.
Michael, Bubba, let's talk. We might have something here. No, I mean, Florida. For those of you that don't know, for those of you that are outside the Sunshine State in the United States, and for those of you that might be overseas, Florida is by far the most litigious state in the entire continental United States of America. So much so that we have two regions. We have a southeast region and we have a Florida region.
I will.
And basically, it's just such a goddamn nightmare that between the way the laws are structured, they recently overhauled a lot of shit. So I'll spare you the gory details there. But I mean, it's just all of the stereotypes from like ambulance chasing attorneys and all that kind of shit. Yeah, it all comes from my home state, and so if you have an insurance adjuster's license in the state of Florida, you're more or less guaranteed not to run out of work. You just have to find work, which is where I'm kind of finding myself at this point in time, where I'm trying to land a gig. But I mean, people are never going to stop driving. They're never going to stop wrecking their cars, and they're never going to stop trying to file insurance claims and get paid. So here we are.
I mean, to be fair, it's like, God, imagine if you and Michael ended up actually working together. Like, the IRS would never fucking touch you guys.
I'll work with them. Fuck, let's do it. Shit, yeah, man. And that's,
Well,
at the end of the day, this is all done
throw me
based upon who's gonna
throw
suffer.
me in the mix, and I'll make you guys disappear.
Right, at this point, I already know if I get to the point where I can create like a whole, if I can create like a whole fucking like a company and everything, I'm getting Michael to do my fucking like taxes and everything and like pay everybody, because that motherfucker could find me loopholes that nobody could find, and then I could get Skeet to tell me, I could get Skeet and Michael to work together to commit fucking fraud. Hold on.
Y'all calling me to make you guys disappear.
Yeah.
There you go.
Just real quick.
And by the way, to the National Security Association or National Surveillance Association, this is all a joke. We're not doing any of this shit.
Also, I do want to preface this real quick. HMRC, the IRS, whoever it is may be watching. I do pay my taxes, especially if I am required to by law. Fortunately for me in the UK, because I deal with HMRC more often. HMRC, you already take the taxes out of my pay wage already. So, if I do create my own company, I will be paying my taxes on time, correctly, and in the right amount. I will never and have never committed fraud a day in my life.
That is what we call a disclaimer.
Yeah, and I'm innocent.
On a soundbite fucking thing, because like I have a feeling that we're gonna throw multiple of those out there.
Disclaimer: everything that you see in this is pure jokes.
Okay, so yeah, exactly. So let me get this straight. Liquid starts a business. Mike and Skeet decide to go ahead and just commit all sorts of fraud to get money to squeeze so much money out of this. So now they got the fuzz after him. Who do you guys call to get to make you guys disappear?
Ghostbusters.
But you're the man. You're the man.
No,
I mean,
no,
shit.
no, no,
I
no.
don't even
That's who you
Wait,
guys call.
Ski.
So it's like,
Ski. He said, who are you going to call? Ghostbusters, bro.
I'm calling fucking Mayan Busters is what I'm calling. I'm fucking all over it.
I'm
Yo,
calling the
Mayan, man,
fucking
I gotta go to
Ghostbusters.
Guadalajara, man. Vámonos, cabrón.
Hey, Mayan, bro. The fucking Pinkertons are after the Pinkertons are after me. I have to go to fucking Tahiti. Mozzie will get that joke in the comments.
well, you know what? You better.
I've got a plan.
Well, you know what? You better be at the dock in fucking 30 minutes.
Which one?
Yeah,
You
which
better be
dock?
at the dock
I'm
in 30
fucking
minutes,
leaving.
or else that shit.
Which one? I live in the middle of the
Dock 23.
UK. Dock 23. At which fucking harbour?
Dock 23.
Which harbour?
Or where are you close? Where are you close to?
I don't fucking know. I'm in the middle of the UK. It would take me an hour to get to anywhere. I'm landlocked essentially in the middle of the UK.
All right.
Go
Just,
drive towards the coast, and then 30 minutes into your drive, you fucking make the call.
yeah. You call me and I'll find you. Trust me on this one.
Oh god, Antonio, what the fuck? Disclaimer.
What did she say?
Disclaimer. These guys cannot make anybody disappear. I just want to point that out.
No. I did. Put it this way, if I could have made myself disappear, I would have done it. I'm not gonna fucking do it.
Antonio didn't do anything. I was just saying Antonio's name.
Yeah,
because of
me
the fact
too.
that it's
But I'm not gonna do it either.
you.
Cause what?
I said Antonio's name because it was you. Like it was more of like a plea to Antonio to like get you under control.
Oh well, fuck with that.
Speaking of getting you under control, I mean the only way that she can get you under control is by shoving a 15.5-inch horse cock up your ass. So you know. We found out. By the way, Ski, we found out that actually Antonia pegs Mayan on the daily. 15.5 inches of like straight silicone horsecock, straight up Main Street. His face.
I'm not going anywhere near this one.
Hey, Hanky. Michael's. Yep, true. Oh, you joined at the perfect time. Oh, fuck.
Who joined?
It was Inky.
Demon.
Oh God, of all people.
But yeah, Mayan gets pegged on the daily, guys. Fun fact for you. Don't.
You could throw that one out there. I'm not fucking touching that.
Even Skeet's kids agreeing with me. I just fucking heard him in the background. Yeah.
Yeah, he's listening to the goddamn iPad and trying to, sing along with it. So I mean, don't. Hey, asshole! You leave my fucking kid the fuck out of this.
I was only making a quick
I
was only making a quick reference. It wasn't even a sly reference. It was just a quick reference of the fact that I just said it.
Dude, I'm fucking around.
Genuinely, it sounded like he just went, yeah.
Yeah, he's got something going on the fucking iPad, and he's just like ramped up.
Didn't you say that earlier you were watching something about Komodo dragons as well?
Yeah, we got his mom went to a function today, so basically it's me and the kiddo, and so I'm doing this, and I got him in the room with me, and basically we're watching because he likes BBC, BBC Earth and all the different like aquatic animals, the brightly colored ones. So we're doing that. Watching it in the background while I do this ridiculous horse shit.
You're the one that wanted to do this, motherfucker. Can't call it ridiculous if you're the one that wanted to do this.
Sure, I can.
Yeah, true.
Asshole.
I didn't say I didn't want to do it. I just said it was ridiculous horseshit. I just
True, fair enough.
yeah, no, I'm trying like hell to keep him off of and Liquid and Mine have actually been very good about this, keeping the kiddo off of the camera because regrettably, as much as I
We don't want any Jimmy Saviles,
no,
taking
none,
screenshots.
none. And somebody wants to take a run at me, fine, buyer beware, enter at your own risk. But I'm not gonna put up with it for my kid.
That's why I didn't like fully mention it. I was just like, yeah, even Skeet's kid's
for real.
agreeing with me. He's just in the
Yeah,
background
no,
cheering.
I know.
Like it's
Yeah.
just like, Mike gets pegged in the ass.
I know these two, and I'm like, yeah, they're fine. They're fine. They're not gonna. Yeah, everything's good.
But yeah, no. I mean, that's the thing though. Is it's one of those things. Like going after yourself, going after you is perfectly fine. But you bring family into it, it's like, what the fuck?
Especially when it's a kid that literally
Yeah, for real, seriously.
is innocent,
Mm.
completely innocent.
I've even talked to your
Fucking
kid.
everything.
I've even had a tiny interaction with your kid, and he's got a heart of gold on him.
You saw him on camera one time. I mean,
Heart of gold.
and
Heart
I
of
mean,
gold, bro.
yeah, and I mean, he's just a good kid. So I'm not like, no, anything I can do to protect that
Yeah.
kid, I'm doing it. So
W Skeet in chat, guys.
Don't worry
I
about
don't
it.
want W's. I don't want W's. Everything I'm saying about my kid and being a dad and all that, it's literally the borderline minimum
Yeah.
that a father or a dad should do for their kid. I don't want W's. I don't want recognition. I don't want any of that shit. I don't.
Well,
I
no,
don't
a lot
care.
of
I don't want
dads,
any of it.
nowadays, they're just kind of like, oh, we're having a kid. Oh, would you look at that? I think we need to go. I think I need to go grab some more
Those
milk.
aren't dads. Those aren't dads. Those are sperm donors.
Yeah, well said. Well fucking said.
That's not a
fucking
dad.
Yeah.
No, being someone's biological parent, biologically being able to trace your lineage back to one individual, will make you a dad. It makes you a biological ancestor, but it doesn't make you a dad. A dad is someone who is willing to protect their kid no matter what.
I would also like to preface this as well, because I have noticed this as well. There is a difference between a stepdad and the dad that stepped up. Because you could be the stepdad all fucking day. Like you could come in, marry the kid's mom, and then just not really take care of the kid. But like he would be your stepdad. But then there's the difference between the dad that stepped up being, he would actually take care of the kid and would actually care for the kid. And treat it like its own. And treat it like, it's their own kid. Skeet looks like he's about to fall asleep.
No, I'm not. I'm just
Fucking hammered.
thinking about what you're saying and trying to imagine where I'm going to go next. But it's a bit of an emotional. It's a bit of an emotional thing, and obviously, I agree with what you're saying. I mean, obviously, families
They're complicated.
come in all different shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
And I've known some people who, unfortunately didn't know their biological parents, but the people they call their mom and dad are the people who raised them and the people who, loved them. And I don't want to short sell or be disrespectful to them in any way, shape, or form. It's just it's rough, and I hate the fact because he's come up a couple times already and tried to get on camera, not knowing that he's trying to get on camera, just basically, hey Dad, what are you doing, that kind of thing, and I'm kind of having to like, hey son, it's okay, just go over here, because I don't want to put him out there.
Yeah, but because of the young age and everything, it's not.
And I have to think that way, and it's horrible.
Yeah. But that's all perks of the job, as you would say.
Yeah, no, I mean it's part and parcel. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you do what you got to do.
I mean, hell, I fear for the fucking day that I have kids. Mine should also be fucking scared for the day that I have kids, especially when they grow up and they can start talking. It's just, Uncle Mayan, Daddy calls you a border hopper. What does that mean?
It means I'm gonna go to your house and put my foot in your daddy's ass. That's what I'm about to do.
That means I'm whipping your daddy's ass.
Uncle Mayan, Daddy says
I'm gonna hop my foot up in.
Uncle Mayan,
Daddy says that Skeet's a degenerate drunk. I don't know what degenerate means. Can you help me out?
He knows what drunk means, though.
Be like, I would tell him, I would tell the kid, well, degenerate drunk. Well, you're right on all fronts. Degenerate drunk. What does that mean?
Look at your dad.
It's self-explanatory.
But yeah, no.
It's all it's self-explanatory.
It's like I can imagine my kid running up to Mayan and just being like, Uncle Mayan, Daddy says that you've opened up a taco stand. Can I come and try some of them?
No, knowing me, I'll probably just say, you know what? I ain't open up no taco stand, but if you want tacos, come here. I'll hook you up.
To be fair,
who doesn't want tacos?
To be fair, there's like this one thing, and it's like I can imagine dropping my kids off like your house for a day or two to like because I've got to go do something or some shit. I can imagine dropping my kids off or some shit at your house, and then they come back and they're just like, Uncle Mayan gave me this weird food. It was really tasty though. It was something called a taco or something like that. And he gave me another thing. It was like a fajita or some shit.
Vegeta.
Vegeta. Oh, almost sounds like the way they classify tornadoes.
Vegeta 5. Oh god, that means I got the fucking ghost pepper salsa. Vegeta 5 shit.
Oh, yeah.
Sharknado. But yeah, no, it's just one of those things. It's just like imagine dropping like, because like this is the thing as well. It's like imagine we all just drop our kids off at like each of our houses for a day or two, and it's like they just come back and then it's just like, where did you learn the word border hopper from? Oh shit, yeah, no, I did drop you off at Liquid's house. Fuck.
It's a cultural exchange.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like your kid
Oh
comes,
man.
it's like Skeet's kid comes running back to him just being like, Dad, why did Liquid say that you just eat potatoes all day and you're just and like all you do is just like stick stuff under cars?
Dad, why Liquid, Dad, Skeet said that basically you eat at a place called the Fox and Hound, and he's not sure which one you were eating, but he says that both of them needed fucking ketchup and not the goddamn malt liquor. Malt vinegar.
And then it was just like, Daddy, so you know how you took me to Uncle Mayan and Auntie Antonia's house? Well, Auntie Antonia was really nice, but Uncle Mayan kept saying that you're nothing but white trash. What does that mean? Well, you see, son.
Whoa,
Uncle...
whoa, 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 whoa. No, I would never say that. I would never say that.
well, you
No
see...
matter how fucking loaded I get, dude, I would never say that.
Well, you see, son. Well, you see, son.
Okay.
Well, you see, son.
I don't care how mad I get.
Well, you see, son. Uncle Mayan
I
can't
don't,
really.
I don't care how mad I get, but I would never say that.
Well, you see, son. Uncle Mayan can't really say stuff because he gets drunk off of tequila and Corona, and then tries to whip up fucking tacos in his kitchen, but burns himself by accident.
He sells food
That
off the
only
back of
happened
one
once,
truck that
goddamn it,
is that
okay?
eating on the back of another truck.
Oh, Jesus fuck. Oh, fuck. Damn.
Look, that only happened once, okay? I got drunk and I was in Vegas, okay?
The land
was
where
in
hopes
Vegas,
go to die.
And I gotten fucking lit, dude. I was fucking lit, dude. And so I went into my kitchen. I was like, fuck, man, I'm hungry. What the fuck? And I remember I took some hamburger meat out to thaw out. So I was like, all right, let's see if that shit's ready. So it was ready. So I threw it in the pan and everything, and I was frying it up. I was browning it. And my dumbass put the flour tortilla straight on the burner. Didn't even put it on the comal or anything, dude. I just put it straight on the burner. So I was like, oh shit. Now I noticed this motherfucker started smoking. So I picked it, so I grabbed it, picked it up, burnt my shit, dude. Burnt my fucking hand, dude. And fucking dropped that fucking tortilla, ruined the goddamn taco, dude. So yeah. It only happened once.
I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, well, you brought up a bad memory because I that was a bad day, man.
Oh, Jesus, fuck. Jesus.
Poor taco. Poor taco.
Jesus Christ.
Poor taco. All I gotta say is
There's
poor
like
taco.
this old like painting where a Mexican woman is beating the shit out of a potential robber with a tortilla, and then she's got like the baby in the fucking sling on her back, and that's the one thing I imagine is basically like, you son of a bitch, you burnt the goddamn tortillas. And the baby in the back is like, Mama, why have you forsaken me? Please.
Jeez. But do you think that's a good note to end it on there? I think that'd be a good note to end it on.
Yeah.
We obviously
And just remember, guys, I did it for
put the
you.
put the
I
put
did
the
it
fucking
for
glasses back on. Put the fucking glasses back on for the outro, motherfucker. Put the glasses back on for the fucking outro.
Oh my god, he's gonna fucking do it.
I love the like slow, painful, like the way that he puts it on. It's like so painful for him. Like it actually causes him physical harm.
Happy now?
But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. You can find, hopefully, maybe, I don't know, but you'll be able to find, like, you know, the socials in the description on YouTube and everything. Again, there's like a before show, and then there's like an after show at the end, which you guys don't get to see unless you come over to Twitch. So we do want to say thank you guys for watching this and everything. You know, like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit. You know, thank you for watching, and you know, and at some point I'll bully these two motherfuckers into making socials, so then you can read more of their dumbass thoughts on the internet as well. You know, I'll force these two into making a Twitter or some shit, so then they can start shit posting on there. But yeah, until then, guys, you know, enjoy life.
Yeah.
Just stay good and stay happy and everything like that. And yeah, thank you for watching. Peace out, guys.